Shalom, family. Know that every painful moment shapes your discernment. It strengthens your ruach, and it positions you to carry chakmah, which is wisdom, that you could not have learned any other way. Let us read Exodus chapter 14, verse 14. And it says, Yahuwah shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. Family, before you go and try to explain yourself, know that your spiritual impact, your Yali fruit, your consistent obedience and submission are far greater than any explanation can ever hold. Go to Yahuwah and be still and trust in him. Yahuwah is our Heavenly Father, and we know that the same Yahuwah who calls us to be still is the same Yahuwah that calls many people to come to him. We must not grow angry. We must not operate in all the things Yahuwah says he hates when Yahuwah calls some of our brethren to get closer to him, because Yahuwah does that for us too. Are they not worthy to seek the same with Yahuwah? Family, we have to make sure that we are listening to Yahuwah. If you have a family, even if it's you alone, and it says in 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 4 to 5, one that rules well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall a man take care of the called out assembly of Yahuwah? So family, don't explain yourself when others cannot understand why Yahuwah does what he does, because it is Yahuwah that does these things. But make sure that you take care of that prerequisite, which is your household. Get your temples in order. Get your houses in order. Because in our house, we are raising up young disciples. We are raising up our children to keep the Torah. We are breaking generational curses. And yet, while these things may be small, they still have to be consistent acts of service for Yahuwah, because he says in his word that mothers shall teach the Torah to their children, and that men should be the head of their household, the providers and the examples for their sons. So if you are called, whether you are man or woman, to take time out from doing the worldly things or doing things amongst other people, and to be more separate, to grow with Yahuwah in his secret place, you do just that. Yahuwah knows what is good for us, and he knows what we need when we need it, even when we can't understand why or when and how we need it. He knows, and we should trust in him. And if there is any resistance, if there is any controversy to those callings that Yahuwah has for your life amongst you, then those things, those people, those places are not operating under the will of Yahuwah. Because Yahuwah wants us all to practice being obedient and being set apart. There is a season and there is a time for everything under the sun. And so while we may not always understand why he has us do these things, or how, or when, we still must trust in him. and we must not lean on our own understanding. Don't become a stumbling block for anybody. And you support people in love, because as we all know, it is within isolation and is within being set apart that people get tempted the most. That is when our adversary, the devil, comes around and he tries to throw snares and fiery darts at those who are being set apart for Yahuwah. And so if you are going against your brethren that are being set apart, instead of petitioning on their behalf and seeking strength for the body of Mashiach, then you are in error. Think about that. Shalom.